Hello, my name is Dan Ident, and this is my reflection on my final project and on this course and semester as a whole. The final project was certainly something that daunted me and caused a lot of worry and a lot of nerves. It was something that was a lot of work and may have been one of the largest projects I think I've worked on in my academic career. I worried about it all semester, and definitely it was definitely something that was looming large at the end of the semester. So I'm glad that we're at a point now where we can start to put it behind us and reflect back on it and look about and think about the things that we've learned. Um, Even though it was definitely stressful and scary, I got a chance to learn and gain lots of great experience in course design. I got to, sit down and think about what I wanted to talk about and what I wanted to teach and try to identify objectives that would be good for my learners and figure out ways to get them to their objectives. It's one of the first e-courses I've ever designed, so it was certainly a great opportunity there. Um, and I think the screen is slightly cut off here, but I was able to use many of the principles I've learned so far in the instructional design program in general. So um, definitely a good opportunity. My class was called Music Theory for the Guitar. The reason why I chose to teach this one and develop this course was because this semester was one of transition for me personally. I began the semester working at an internship in downtown Boston and working as a graduate assistant, splitting my time 50-50 at UMass Boston. And I took on a full-time job in March at my new company, which required me to go away on an orientation and also required me to move from Fall River up to Stoughton, about an hour away, and it was just a lot of things going on. And this all kind of prevented me from working on a course that would have been useful for my workplace because my workplace was changing. But the silver lining was I got to pick something that I enjoyed, and I've always enjoyed playing guitar, and I like teaching my friends and anyone who will listen how to play, and this kind of gave me a chance to really put my thoughts together and develop a bit of a lesson plan and make it a little more formal. And hopefully, what I developed is a good course and could actually teach someone if they wanted to take it. I used for my final project, I used Moodle. I found Moodle to be very useful, and certainly best factor was that it accepted SCORM and was free. But I did have some trouble working with it. It seemed a little bit clunky at times, and really users was really annoying. And I had some issues with formatting, trying to get text where I wanted it to go, and to make the course look like the way I wanted it to. But I guess that's what you pay for. It's free, so really can't complain all that much. Back to my course itself. Like I said earlier, I was able to share knowledge of a guitar. I've been playing for over 10 years now. I picked it up in college in my freshman year, and I really threw myself into the instrument. I learned a lot about music theory and just, beyond just playing simple chords and simple little songs. And it really helped me learn how to play the guitar better. And I think that that's really a great way to teach others is to not only understand what makes a song, but what makes the guitar and how does the instrument make music and how it all ties together, which it does rather beautifully. I enjoyed coming up with the objectives, and I thought, and I tried to make them attainable for someone who was new to guitar, who had a guitar, and um, could really gain from it. And I also enjoyed curating materials from from the internet, for the students. So, found good, websites and articles and things like that that fit my objectives, and um, I think ended up being pretty useful. And I hope that, and I think that the course can be very helpful for new players. Reflecting on this course, I definitely learned some great tools, including Screenomatic, which I'm using right now, and VoiceThread. I thought, I think that the activity is asking us to, try out new tools, was pretty useful, and definitely came away with some good tools and things that I can use in my job. I've already used Screenomatic at my job, so definitely um, immediate value there. I enjoyed learning about just e-learning in general, whether it be MOOCs or just theory behind what makes a good online class. Um, the whole broad scope. It's the direction that learning is going towards, and um, developing that foundation was very important, I think. Um, and like I'm saying, the subject matter was very interesting, and definitely from the perspective of it being so cutting edge and forward thinking, because education is trending towards e-learning, and learners are wanting to access materials on their own, without someone um, forcing them to be in a classroom. So how do you best facilitate and accommodate that trend? Um, I think the amount of collaborate sessions were definitely useful, and you learned a lot from them. But definitely the amount of them got difficult at times, especially when I was personally driving to and from work 2 hours each way before I moved, having to come home, try to help with dinner, and then run upstairs to sit at the computer for an hour and a half. Definitely got a bit um demanding. But I did find them interesting, and when speakers like AK and I got, Gene Schwab was gracious enough to help out a couple times, especially for my teaching week. Definitely a lot of great information shared there. And the activities themselves also provided a great way to learn just beyond the scope of the curriculum and the lesson plan. So those are good things. Um, I think that this spring will end up being one of the most significant 4-month spans of my life. I talked about earlier that I left my internship and my graduate assistant job and was hired on at a company called Athena Health in Watertown. Um, I my role is product education associate, but also it's instructional designer. That's just their name for it. It's really exciting for me. I can actually say that I'm in instructional design after making a decision to pursue that field a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago now, and it's pretty big victory for me. So I'm really looking forward to what's next for my career. I just finished a move with my wife. She's closer to her work. I'm now closer to my work. A big burden has been taken off of us, so that's really awesome. And this is all happening at once. So as the semester's ending, we're finishing our move, and that's great, and kind of can enjoy this summer. And for me personally, also, there's one more semester left until I get my master's. I have my capstone next semester and another course to take, and really excited to get that MED. It's been a great process, but I'm definitely very ready to uh, to have it done. Thanks for listening. That's my reflection and on the course and on my project.